Is this one of the most underrated Disney resorts? From colourful Caribbean villages to Skyliner access straight into the parks, this is everything you need to know before staying at Disney's Caribbean Beach Resort. Now, we've been staying here for many years, but there's still a few things that surprise me, some good and some that you'll definitely want to know about before you book. The moment you arrive, this resort feels completely different to anywhere else on Disney property. You've got these bright pastel buildings, palm trees everywhere, sandy walkways, and each section is themed after a different Caribbean island. For example, Jamaica, Aruba, Barbados, Trinidad. It feels really relaxed, almost like you stepped out of the parks for a second. But here's the first thing you need to know. This resort is big. Like bigger than you expect. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. We actually personally like that, but it does affect your stay depending on where your room is. So throughout this video, I'm going to show you what it's actually like staying here. From waking up in the room, heading to the park, using transports, coming back for pool time, all the way through to the evenings at the resort. Because this isn't just about what it looks like, it's about what it actually feels like to stay here. So let's start with the room. We stayed in a 5th sleeper room, and overall it's simple but really well designed. You've got 2 queen beds, and we also had a pull down single bed, which is ideal if you're travelling as a family. There's plenty of storage space, which you definitely appreciate after a few days of suitcases everywhere. You can pop them under the bed, you can put them in the open wardrobe space in the bathroom. Now the bathroom is split, so you've got the sink area separate with 2 sinks, which makes it really handy getting ready in the morning when you've got a larger family. And then you've got the coffee station, and obviously you get complimentary Joffrey's coffee, so what's not to love? It's not a luxurious resort, but it is clean, comfortable and practical, and we love it. And after long Disney days, that's exactly what you need. Now this is probably one of the most important parts of the whole resort. Where you stay here really matters. We were in the Jamaica section, and at first we didn't think too much about it, but it actually turned out to be one of the best locations. We were just a short walk to the Skyliner, which made getting to Epcot and Hollywood Studios so easy. And we weren't too far from Old Port Royale either. We just nipped over the bridge and we were there in a jiffy, and that is where all your main food and facilities are. But I did notice that some areas are quite a bit further out. So if you're booking, it's definitely worth requesting a location or at least understanding the layout beforehand. Disney can't guarantee that you will get your request, but it's always worth just asking anyway. Let's talk about transport, because this is where the resort really stands out. The Skyliner is a huge perk. Being able to walk over, hop on and glide straight into Epcot or Hollywood Studios in a matter of minutes honestly makes such a difference. Especially in the mornings, it just feels a lot calmer compared to buses. Often if it's quiet, you'll have a whole Skyliner vehicle to yourself. So it's really that simple. Now for other parks, Magic Kingdom and Animal Kingdom, you will be using buses. There are multiple bus stops around the resort, so depending on where you're staying, you will have one nearby. From our experience, the buses were pretty reliable with the exception of a party night, but they can get very busy at peak times. If you prefer to be a little bit more luxurious, you could always order a minivan or a lift, and the best part is they will pick you up right near your building, which is so convenient after a long day. And if you're doing things like Disney Cruise Line or booking airport transfers through Mears Connect, those run directly from Old Port Royale. A typical morning here looks something like this. We'd wake up, pop on our telly, listen to the background music of Walt Disney Today, grab a drink and a short walk over to the Skyliner. And this was probably one of my favourite parts of staying here, the walk itself. It's quiet, you've got the water, the palm trees, it doesn't feel rushed. Then within minutes you're heading straight into the park. It just makes the whole start of the day feel smoother. Back at the resort, the pool areas are a big part of the experience. Each village has its own quieter pool, which we preferred, and this is perfect if you just want to relax without too much going on. We spent quite a bit of time at the Jamaica pool and it was really peaceful, definitely more of a chill vibe than the main pool area. But if you're after a little bit of entertainment, the main pool is where everything happens. There's slides, splash areas, music activities. It's designed for families and that really shows. We've also got the kids play area, which is great if you've got younger ones who just want to run around and have a bit of fun and burn off some energy after their park day. So you've kind of got both options here, quiet or lively, depending on what you're in the mood for. The food here was actually a really nice surprise. Sebastian's Bistro is one of the places that doesn't always get as much attention as it probably deserves, but a lot of people say it's one of the best value meals in Disney. And from the looks of the menu, I can see why. Then you've got Banana Cabana, which is perfect during the day. Grabbing a drink, something light to eat, just relaxing by the pool. And I'm pretty sure you can even order the banana pudding from Sebastian's if you're eating in the bar area. There's also quick service options at Old Port Royale, which is where you'll probably end up for most of your meals if you're staying around the resort. I highly recommend the Disney pizza. The one thing I really liked was that there were refillable drink stations, not just in Old Port Royale, but also spread out across the different village areas. So if you are part of the Disney dining plan or choose to purchase one, you can buy yourself a refillable Disney mug and you can use that for the duration of your stay. Each refill is completely free once you've paid the cost of your mug. And I honestly felt like it made such a difference, particularly having a drink station so close to our room. So Old Port Royale is basically the centre of everything. This is where you'll find reception, the main shop, quick service, dining, there's toilets, pretty much anything you'll need during your stay. It's also where the external transport connections run from, so chances are you're going to end up here quite a lot. Once you get familiar with it, it becomes really easy to navigate. There's also a few things here that don't always get talked about, which we think makes a big difference. There's laundry facilities located in each village, which is really useful if you're staying for more than a few days. Having those refill stations across the resort, not just in one central location, saves a lot of back and forth between Old Port Royale. And the fact that transport options are spread out across the resort means that you're never too far away from what you need. It just makes the whole stay feel more convenient. Now, afternoons spent at the resort here are really what you make of them. You can head back from the park and just relax by the pool, grab some food, or even just walk around the resort. And then in the evening, it completely changes. It gets quieter, the lighting comes on, and it feels even more relaxed. There are activities that run throughout the day, like Sebastian's scavenger hunt, and in the evening, movies under the stars. There's a table tennis area and just a really nice atmosphere overall. Another thing that not many people talk about is actually how close it is to Epcot. If you pick the right spot, you're able to watch the Epcot fireworks from your own resort, which means no more fighting over the Skyliner and bustle in the crowds to get home. It's one of those resorts where you actually want to spend time outside the parks. Now, a couple of things that genuinely surprised me about staying here when we first did was the size. It's something you really notice once you're actually walking it every day. And secondly, how much the Skyliner changes your experience. It's one of those things that doesn't sound like a big deal until you use it and then you're never going to go back. You realise just how much easier it makes everything. So who's this resort actually for? Yes, it's ideal for families, especially if you want something that feels a bit more immersive than the value resorts, but without going all the way up to deluxe pricing. But it's also perfect if you're planning to use the Skyliner a lot, if you're particularly fond of Epcot and Hollywood Studios. But if you don't like walking or you want something more compact, this might not be the best fit for you. So would I stay here again? Well, I've stayed here multiple times before and that is not going to change. Yes, I would. But with one condition, I'd be very specific about where my room is located. Because if you get that right, this resort offers a really great balance of value, theming and convenience. Another point I'd add is as much as you want to pick your room location, it's also worth noting that there are 2 floors. You can either be on the ground floor or the upper floor. There are no lifts. So if you have lots of heavy bags, you're going to have to try and get them up and down. Similarly, if you have a wheelchair or a stroller, you've got to factor in that you'll be using stairs to get up and down, getting to and from your room. It's a fun, vibrant resort and it gives you that full Disney experience without the deluxe price tag. So if you're trying to decide between this and another Disney resort, I'd really give this one a chance. Just don't book up all the rooms when I next want to go on holiday, alright? Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to like, subscribe and comment down below if you've stayed at Caribbean Beach Resort or you've got any other tips that I might have missed. We always love to hear your comments. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.